Welcome to the second part of our lecture series on reformers and reform movements with Transcendentalism, our key focus. Today we're going to be covering four works, two by Elizabeth Palmer Peabody, Record of a School and Plan of the West Roxbury Community, one by Bronson Alcott, the lesser-known Alcott. You probably know Louisa quite well, but this is her father, Bronson Alcott, and then which is Conversations with Children on the Gospels, and then we'll cover Margaret Fuller's The Great Lawsuit. The overall theme of this whole lecture, which is a rather short one, is about some of the things that were going on with respect to reform activities in the various fields: education, women's rights, abolition, social structure, economics, all those kinds of things. It's hard to cover everything. I mean, there was a lot going on with the Romantic movement, and especially with the Transcendentalists. All these guys were in some way, in today's lecture, were in some way associated with the Transcendentalist movement. But this will give you an idea of how far-ranging some of the radical reform ideas were for the time. We'll begin with discussing education at Alcott's Temple School, talk a little bit about that, and because two of our works deal with that one. Then we'll move on to the Brook Farm experiment, and then finally Margaret Fuller, who was a Brook farmer herself for a while, and talk about her contribution, her earliest contribution, probably a lesser known contribution in most people's minds, but nevertheless a very interesting and important one.